All right, now we're going into situational crime prevention. So, the growth of situational crime prevention has its root ideas traced largely to the crime prevention work of the British Home Office in the 70s, which defines situational prevention as prevention that can be comprised of the following measures: one, directed at highly specific forms of crime; two, that involve the management, design, or manipulation of the immediate environment; and three, reduce opportunities for crime and increase the risks as perceived by wide offenders. Most important of these ideas of situational prevention is to reduce the opportunities. You want to understand rational choice theory. It says that individuals make decisions on whether to commit crimes on an array of inputs. They calculate decisions about the crime based on the choices that they have. And there is a limited nature of choices. Therefore, they rely on crime scripts, which are useful tools for looking at behavioral routines in the service of rational purpose and goal-oriented action. The crime script outlines the steps and actions required to commit a crime and responses to complete the act. Crime script, for example, for auto theft. So here you have to prepare, you gather tools, entry, you enter the lot, precondition, you loiter, and so on and so forth. All right, you then have the routine activities theory, which you need to know. This is the daily activities of individuals result in the convergence of motivated offenders with suitable targets in the absence of guardians or the absence of supervision. So lifestyle perspective specifically focuses on the activity, the victim as a contributing factor in the criminal acts. Then you have crime pattern theory, which you need to know this. It argues that criminal behavior fits patterns that can be understood in terms of when and where crime occurs. Through daily activities, individuals develop templates about the social and physical environment in which they operate. All right, so situational typologies. Clark said that there is a simple three-pronged approach to intervention. One, you need surveillance. Two, you need target hardening, which is, and you want to understand this, strengthening of security. That could be your craved products are put behind the counter. It could be loss prevention specialist. It could be all kinds of things. And then you have environmental management, which is changing of the environment, such as broken windows theory. Clark expanded the classification of situational techniques that reflected three very general orientation. One was increasing efforts of target hardening, access control, etc., increasing the risk by conducting surveillance, and reducing the rewards through target removal, removing inducements, etc. Attempts to show the breadth of possibilities for crime prevention and Clark's 12-stage typology can easily lead to interventions that are dominated by physical changes in the environment. All right, so you have Clark's situational prevention techniques that again talk about increasing the effort, increasing the risk, and reducing the rewards. All right. Clark and Hummel in 1997 expanded the list of 16 situational techniques. So here you have 12 techniques. It was expanded to 16, which included increasing perceived effort, perceived risks, and reducing anticipated rewards. All right. You then have Wortley's Precipitators of Crime, which talks about prompts, pressures, permissibilities, provocation. Situational prevention distinguishes itself by approaching problems in a very systematic way. For example, the SARA problem-oriented model for solving crime. This is utilized a lot by police departments. So if you have, for example, let's say there's a bike theft problem going on in your city, the police department using the SARA model for problem-oriented policing would scan the area to see what's going on. They'd actually drive where and look where the actual bicycle thefts were occurring. They would then analyze the reports. They would talk to witnesses, talk to victims, and come up with how they're going to respond. What are they going to do? Are they going to do a public service campaign? Are they going to knock on doors? If they see bikes left unattended, are they going to go to universities and post signs by the bike racks. And then finally, they're going to wait a month or wait 3 months, and they're going to see, did those efforts, those public service announcements, those flyers that they put up make a difference? Did the bike thefts go down or not? If they did not during that assessment, they would start the SARA process all over again. There was also the 5 I's that were proposed as an alternative model for problem solving, using intelligence, intervention, implementation, being involved or having involvement, and looking at the impact. It's very similar to SARA, just using I's. All right, so here's your relationship. As I said, SARA and the 5 I's are similar. So looking at, again, seeing a problem, analyzing it, seeing what intervention works, how you're going to implement your response, and your impact and assessment. All right, fare avoidance and vandalism of transit system was looked at. So the British Columbia transit system identified various methods of fare evasion, and they found that there were a number of issues, such as graffiti on New York subway trains, or people evading paying by entering and exiting through a rear door. You also have motor vehicle theft. They looked at the impact of steering column locks, electronic devices, or even motorcycle thefts, and how helmet laws affected that. They continued to look at motor vehicle theft on restricting access to vehicles in a parking deck. That is the key to prevention. Closed circuit equipment dropped in auto thefts. Bicycle patrols uncovered those drops. You had some displacement where people did other crimes, criminals did other crimes, which is some displacement of that. And you had some evidence of tactical displacement as well, where different things were stolen instead. All right, your theft offenses. There's electronic tagging of property has been effective. Widening aisles while you shop, and making ATMs safer. All right, re-victimization is where target burglary victims to prevent further offenses and reduced repeat victimization, as well as child sexual assault. The internet has greatly enhanced the ability for pedophiles to interact, attract victims, and gain social support. And organized crime. So in a situational crime prevention approach, the focus is on the crime or the activity rather than the organization. When you identify pinch points that will effectively reduce opportunities, you then prevent crimes such as human smuggling, drug manufacturing, prostitution, and cross-border crimes. This is an interesting short video, a little under 4 minutes, on human smugglers. All right, crowd violence. You have student parties, political and social protests, spectator violence at sporting and entertainment events. And then you have stampedes that occur as well, where people get basically crushed and stepped on and killed. Consider the lifestyle of a gathering, the planning, the assembly, and the dispersal. All right, in summary, situational crime prevention is applicable to personal offenses. A wide variety of interventions exist. Prevention initiatives truly are situational in nature and cannot simply be applied to the same crime that appears in different places. There's evidence of either displacement or diffusion, and focused nature of situational prevention efforts may help maximize the success. All right, this ends this chapter. See you for the next chapter.